It's finally here. It is finally here, folks. Finally, right? God damn, the NFL finally released the 2024 schedule. It seems like every single year the schedule comes out later and later. They really tried to maximize how much of a spectacle they can make of a goddamn 17 game calendar. But the NFL schedule was finally released for the 2024 season yesterday. And for a lot of fans, it's excitement because they can finally look at those calendar and mark out travel days for where they're going to be in the fall and in the winter. But here, and in this shit more than a game household, we love schedule release day because all 32 teams put out these great schedule release videos hyping up their 2024 season. And it's almost become the Super Bowl for NFL teams and social media accounts because all of these teams are doing some amazing and creative things to announce how their schedule is for the upcoming season. And so what I do, I'm one of the many people who now religiously, I watch all 32 teams' schedule release videos. And in this video, we're going to rank from worst to first all 32 NFL teams' schedule release videos, seeing who has the best, who was kind of okay, and who was just outright terrible. Join me, why don't you? This shit more than a game. Okay, at 32, I have the Arizona Cardinals. And if the Los Angeles Chargers are a dynasty when it comes to producing the best schedule release videos, then the Cardinals must be the dynasty for producing the worst schedule release videos. And maybe they're like, well, shoot, we know everybody's going to just show love to the Chargers anyway, so why would we put all of our time and resources into making a creative video? Which might be actually smart when you think about it. Maybe they're playing chess and we're playing checkers. But just like last year, they come in at number 32 on my list. I'll actually say this. They actually put in more effort this year than they did last year. So they're taking very minimum baby steps, but baby steps nonetheless. This year, they just had some Arizona artists, I assume, paint a mural of the schedule on an Arizona building. And hey, it's probably a cool photo op for Arizona residents, but as a schedule release video, it did absolutely nothing. The Cardinals are at 32. At 31, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I know I'm a Saints fan, so before you guys say, oh, you're just being a hater, you'll see very soon in this video how I'm going to debunk that theory. But the Bucs video was almost like it should be a season opener hype video rather than a schedule release video. And I'm sure the Bucs made this video just to placate their fans, which more power to them. A lot of these teams are actually making these videos just to placate their niche of their regional audience, which I totally get. I totally get it. But I appreciate teams that can placate their fans while still entertaining the non-fan of their audience. So the Buccaneers, hey, it's going to make for a great, video when you play it on a Jumbotron in week 1 or 2, whenever your first home game is. But as a schedule release video, it does absolutely nothing. At 30, I have the Las Vegas Raiders, and they kind of fall into a similar path as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that theirs is a simply hype video to get their fans hyped up for the new era with Antonio Pierce. And I get it, and they actually produced a pretty well video, but as a schedule release video and as a non-Raiders fan, it does absolutely nothing for me. But I know that it got the Raiders fans hyped up, and they even hashtagged it, no gimmicks. So on that regards, it was successful. When it comes to schedule release video rankings, did absolutely nothing for me. They come in at number 30. At 29, I had the Seattle Seahawks, and I give them an A+ for effort, A+ for the vision, but a D- for the execution. Hey, trust me, I made a lot of skits in my past that I had an A+ vision, but a F- execution. So I get it, Seattle. Granted, you guys are a $1 billion franchise. I'm just a lowly content creator, but the idea was good, AI glasses and whatnot, but didn't quite execute the way that it could have. It was almost like Russell Wilson in a Super Bowl on a 1-yard line. Sometimes a good idea is just that. An idea. The Seahawks come in at number 29. At number 28, we have the Detroit Lions, and props to them for getting Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson, two Detroit Lions diehards. They have a very popular TV show, but it's just like the Seattle Seahawks. The idea was great. The execution just fell flat as a non-Lions fan. Now, maybe the Lions fans loved it. Maybe the Lions fans just loved that they had Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson. On that end, congratulations, you accomplished what you wanted. And Tim Robinson's comedy is very, not everybody loves it, right? It has this very, I don't even say niche audience, but he has this cult-like audience, which is great. I think Tim Robinson is funny, but in this regard, it just did absolutely nothing for me. They kind of looked like they were freestyling while trying to keep it PG-13. Again, the vision and the idea was good, but the execution just was a miss for me. So the Lions come in at number 28. And don't be mad at me, Lions, because I had y'all number 1 last year. So, hey, they can't all be first-round draft picks, right? At number 27, I have the Carolina Panthers. Now, I've seen some other ranking lists where they have the Panthers video much higher. Again, y'all are going to say because I'm a Saints fan, I'm just being a hater. I'm going to debunk that theory real soon. I get what they were going for, the teammates throwing each other. You know, it made for within the Carolina fan base, I'm sure it's funny. Hey, look at our guys drawing each other. Look, they're not good drawers. It's hilarious, right? As a non-Panthers fan, it got a little boring to me after a while. And again, like with these schedule reveal videos, guys, a lot of these teams they're not focused on, oh, how can we make a Saints fan laugh? Like the Carolina Panthers are worried about making Carolina Panthers fans laugh, making Carolina Panthers happy. They don't care about what the damn Saints fan thinks. So I get it. I just didn't think that this was that funny. The joke, the funny comedy bit of it didn't really land for me. You know, it's funny and cute for a little bit, but after a while, I was just like, okay, what's the next video? So the Carolina Panthers come in at number 27. At number 26, the San Francisco 49ers. Now, they did technically 2 videos. I'm going to go with the one where they had one of their fan artists draw out the schedule. This was almost like a very, very niche schedule release video, which I can actually appreciate. Because there's this 49ers fan. I should give her props. What's her name? Rita Oak is her name. And she had this bit going on that 49ers fans love where she was going to draw Jimmy Garoppolo every day until he was traded or released. Caught on like wildfire within the 49ers social media community. And so they utilized her for the schedule release video. And again, the 49ers fans might love it. And it's cool to see a content creator like her get her shine in a video like this. But it just didn't hit for a non-49ers fan like me for a schedule release video. But hey, I'm happy for her. Get your money home, girl. 49ers also had a video where they had a fan of somebody, I don't know, like mimic Nick Bosa. I don't know. The 49ers, I mean, look, good thing that they are a great team on the field because their schedule release videos usually leave a lot to be desired. At number 25, we have the Minnesota Vikings. And I actually like the concept. They basically were making fun of how crazy these schedule reveal videos are. And they did it as if it was an Apple iPhone announcement. And I thought it was actually pretty creative. I thought it was pretty cool. It wasn't good enough to make it in the top echelon of my schedule rankings, but I did appreciate it. It was, for what it was pretty cool. It doesn't rank high on my list, but I actually thought that the concept was pretty cool. And I thought they executed it fairly well, but not enough to get a high score. Just one to get a nice little chuckle out of me and say, yeah, I see what y'all are going for, and y'all did it pretty well. So sometimes that's all you need, right? You don't need to make an A+ every time. Sometimes getting by with a C is A-okay. The Minnesota Vikings coming at number 25. At number 24 on my list, we have the Denver Broncos, who had Lewis Hamilton, who I believe is their minority owner, eat food dishes of their 2024 opponent city. So for New Orleans, they had him eat gumbo, and he basically trashed it. He trashed all the Southern foods that he had, actually, which should make this schedule reveal video automatically be a number 32 on my list. But he was a little bit funny for some of the parts. Just didn't really hit all the way through. I like their Office video spoof last year a lot better. But if anything, Lewis Hamilton, you got to get your food palate a little stronger, homie. Like, come on, you can't be trashing gumbo. At number 23, we had the Indianapolis Colts, who had their players go to an elementary school, or maybe it was a preschool, I don't know. But they had them, the players, and the kids draw out the logos of their 2024 opponents. And they even implemented a skit before the video where they had one of their coaches kind of draw an X's and O's game plan, being all analytical about how they were supposed to tackle the draw. And it was actually pretty cool and funny to see the kids being like, huh? A cute video. Didn't really like move me or anything, but it was a cute video. It was solid for what it was, but nothing great to have a high ranking on my list, but it was solid. It was a solid video. At number 22, we have the Buffalo Bills, and I guess this is like a bit within the Buffalo community about Josh Allen, where he's just a hard hat, bring your work to lunch kind of guy, and so they kind of dive deep into that, where he was chilling at a construction site. I think it's one of those scheduled videos, again, that the Buffalo fans are going to love. Like, oh, look at our quarterback. He's so hilarious. As a non-Buffalo Bills fan, you might watch it and be like, oh, it's okay, but it's nothing great. And that's my takeaway from it. Again, I understand that a lot of these teams have to cater just simply to their fan base. Like the Bills aren't trying to sell tickets to me. I'm not going to any Bills games, right? They want to sell tickets to their Buffalo fan base. So in that regards, hey, they knocked it out the park. From a schedule ranking, from a general fan point of view, again, it was just solid. At 21, we have the Baltimore Ravens, and this is where I guess I'm not hip, but they used a comedian who I do not know. No offense to him, no shade whatsoever. He has a much bigger audience than me. He's obviously on a come up. I'm sure that now that I've just introduced myself to him, watching that video, I'll see a lot more of him, and maybe I'll check him out. For his fan base and for the Ravens fan base, I'm sure they love that video. Me having no clue who the guy was and not understanding what his comedy bit was, it just didn't hit for me. It had a few funny parts in it, but I think for the Ravens video, you got to be a real fan of this comedian to really, really love the video. And being that I didn't know who he was, again, no shade or whatnot, I can't be pop culture savvy on everything. It didn't hit for me as much, so that's why they come in at number 21 on my list. At number 20, this might be controversial, but I had the New York Giants, and the Giants basically did a concept where they were saying, oh, these scheduled release videos are getting just too crazy, and they're not needed. So what they did is they went on the street, they interviewed some New Yorkers. You know, interviewing New Yorkers is always going to go over well, right? You never know what a New Yorker is going to say. And they were basically asking, okay, do you even care about the scheduled release video? And the overall opinion was that the fans were like, yeah, that's cool, but, you know, why don't y'all just put the damn schedule up? And that's what the Giants did. Now, I thought that it was a creative idea. I thought that it was clever, more so than a lot of other people. I saw the quotes and the tweets going at the Giants saying this is the worst schedule reveal video ever. And when you do a concept like that, you're going to get that, right? Like, not everybody's going to be, I guess, into the joke, or even if they're into the joke, they're not going to like the strategy of it. I actually thought it was clever and creative, and I thought it was, I mean, like I said, you can't go wrong with interviewing New Yorkers. Even in that quick little 60-second video that they put out, I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm putting them at 20. I'm sure that some fans are going to watch this and say, how in the hell can you have the Giants so high? Even at 20, how can you have the Giants so high? I just thought that the cleverness of it was pretty cool. And hey, sometimes, you know, work smarter, not harder. At number 19, this also might be controversial because the Rams put actually a lot of effort into their video, and I appreciate the effort that their team put into the video. It was a very stunningly visual of their schedule reveal video, basically an animation, GTA almost like, of their schedule reveal. I'm sorry, I just got bored with it after a while. It was cool. It was cool. I just got bored with it after a while. Now, I will be transparent. Like, the Rams was like the actual like 31st or 32nd video of all the teams that I watched. So maybe it's unfair to them. Like, at that point, I was getting a little tired. But when you do a video like that, for me, you got to capture my attention and keep my attention going. You got to be like constantly with the jokes or with the concepts and cleverness throughout. The Rams were clever in their stuff, but I guess I'm more of a, like, if you're going to do a video like that, I want to see the trash talk coming in every 2 seconds. You know, they took a good shot at the 49ers, but not enough of it for me to, you know, keep my attention and like keep me 100% engaged. So that's why, again, I think that the creativity behind it and the work behind it deserves to be applauded. But on my schedule reveal rankings, it comes in at number 19. At number 18, we have the New York Jets, who took on this concept. Excuse me, I forget who these guys are, where, you know, they held up a sign that say, hey, if you want to get free tickets, which I'm assuming this is what these content creators do often for their gimmick. Like, hey, we have this creative way for you to make money, but all you got to do is this, that, and that. For the Jets video, it was you had to go buy them a pizza, throw a football at a target, and then don't Gatorade on yourself. And the first one to do that was going to get plane tickets and tickets to a Jets game, I believe. I thought it was pretty cool because, you know, it was interesting. Like, those type of videos, it captures the user's attention, and they want to see, okay, well, who's going to win this? So in that regard, it worked. I liked it. Shout out to the guy who went and bought the pizza for the guys and don't Gatorade on himself. Now he has tickets to a Jets game. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers is actually going to play this year. And sweaty sack of Gatorade clothes, but it was worth it. It was worth it for the tickets, and I'm sure it was worth it for the good video that they put out for the schedule reveal video. The Jets coming at number 18. At number 17, we have the Miami Dolphins, and I like the cleverness that they use for their video. We all know that the Dolphins are probably the fastest team on the field right now in the NFL, so they got Tyreek Hill and Raheem Mostert to basically do a video with the joke being that they're so fast that they could get the schedule out just like that, and it was basically like a Vine-like video, a TikTok video, a quick video. Like, look how fast they are. You know, they speed. Captured them doing the schedule reveal, and then bam, the schedule was right there. Some fans did not like it. They thought that it wasn't creative. I thought it was creative. I thought it was clever. Why not use your team's concept of being the fastest team until your schedule reveal. It worked out perfectly for me. I thought it was a good video. I enjoyed it. And that's why they're number 17 on my list. At number 16, we have the Cleveland Browns. And some might say this is too low. They went with the bowling concept, and they even got Pete Weber to do a cameo. Very much known on the internet as a great trash talking bowler. That almost made the video great in itself, like just that cameo. So it's like, for me, it's like, okay, sitting through the first few minutes of the video just to get to the Pete Weber cameo was great, but everything leading up to that, I'll give the Browns credit. I like that I like teams that actually implement the schedule within the video. Some teams now, they don't even put out the schedule of the video until the actual end of the video, right? Like some teams are just doing skits and stuff and videos that has nothing to do with the schedule itself. And at the end of the video, like, oh yeah, by the way, here's the schedule. The Browns actually like implemented their schedule within the video leading up to the cameo by Pete Weber. That was cool. The overall concept of the bowling and whatnot, it was good. It just didn't hit for me like the top teams that I'm going to list upcoming. But all in all, good concept. I get what they were going for. And that's why they come in at number 16 on my list. At number 15, the Washington Commanders did the old popular concept of, is it cake or is it not cake? Now, some fans might like that concept. Some fans may not. I am of the former. I love me a good is a cake show. And I love me a good is a cake schedule reveal video. And that's why I like the Commanders concept of is it cake for their schedule reveal video, where they took food items and marks of the cities that they are playing in this season. And was it cake or was it not cake? It kept you engaged throughout the video. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And now I want some cake. And the Washington Commanders come in at number 15. At number 14, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, who went with a great concept that you can't fumble. You can never fumble this concept. Mascots playing against kids. And as it was beginning to start the video, I was like, okay, if they're going to do this mascot versus kids concept, I hope they don't, go very PG with it. Like, I hope they have the mascots actually like beating up on the kids. Like, that's why those viral videos of mascots playing kids is always popular. Like, we love seeing a mascot stiff arm a little 7-year-old, right? And the Bengals delivered on that and then some. They, they could have just went with that concept of like, we're going to have the mascots rough up the kids. But they put in a lot of work and, graphic work and things like that with the video. And I really, really enjoyed it. Again, you can't go wrong with mascots versus kids, and the Cincinnati Bengals delivered on it. Okay, number 13 and 12 can basically be flip-flop because they did the exact same concept. I actually would love to see the looks on the Texans and the Chiefs media faces when they realized both teams did the exact same concept. If you are an ASMR fan, you have loved their videos. If you are not an ASMR person, then what are you thinking? Because I am clearly an ASMR fan. ASMR is one of my favorite pastimes. Nothing like watching a good old ASMR video at nighttime to just calm yourself, right? And that is exactly what the Texans and the Chiefs did. And there's multiple forms of ASMR, but those two teams decided to use a hydraulic smashing items relevant to their opponents of 2024. I loved it. And I was like, oh, cool. If there's going to be two teams that do the same concept, why not be ASMR, right? Calm me down. I love me some ASMR videos. I enjoyed both the Texans and the Chiefs video. I guess I'll get the Chiefs the nod because they're the defending Super Bowl champs, and they kind of had, in my opinion, some more creative items to smash. But like I said, you gotta, if anybody's doing a schedule reveal video, like you can't be like, I love the Chiefs video and I did not like the Texans video, or I have the Chiefs at number 7 and I have the Texans at number 13. Like, you gotta put them together because they were exactly the same concept. I'm giving the Chiefs the bump at number 12 over 13 because, hell, they're the Super Bowl defending champs. But I loved it. Thank you, guys. Let's do some more ASMR videos next year for schedule release videos, okay? At number 11, I have my New Orleans Saints, and I'm very appreciative that they continue to go with the comedy skit concept for all of their schedule reveal videos. As a fellow comedy skit creator myself, comedy being subjective, right? I mean, come on, it's all subjective. But I think the Saints did, once again, a good job with their skit. The Saints kind of have teetered off from actually utilizing the schedule in their video. Like, they do a skit and then they put the schedule at the end of the video. They're one of the teams that rarely now actually implement the opponents fully into the video, but they always take a good shot at the Atlanta Falcons, which I love. So I'll say it's probably not fair, but because it wasn't as good as prior videos, in my opinion, I feel like I'm judging the Saints too hard, which isn't fair. Like, sometimes you got to go into art and not think of it or compare it to something else. And the Saints are almost falling at the sins of their forefathers by having such good schedule release videos in the past. In my opinion, that this video wasn't as great, I guess, as some of their past videos. It was still good, just wasn't as great as their past videos. And I can admit that that's probably not fair, but I couldn't help it after watching it saying it was good, but just not as good as some of their past videos. But I enjoyed it. They actually used a local content creator named Liz, who's hilarious in my opinion. I'm glad that she got some shine in it. And they also used Brian Batt from Mad Men. So it was a cool video. Got an appearance from the GOAT, Drew Brees. It was actually probably going to be further down on my list until they got to the Derek Carr cameo. And I appreciate that Derek Carr is able to laugh at himself. It was basically a joke about Derek Carr being oblivious to the fact that Saints fans on Twitter, honestly, Saints fans everywhere, but Saints fans on Twitter really do not like him. He was like, oh, they love me on Twitter. I thought that was fun. I thought that is always great that the franchise can laugh at itself and that Derek Carr is willing to laugh at himself. That bumped up the video a lot, in my opinion. That almost made the whole video worth it. So the Saints coming at number 11. Not my favorite video from them, but a video that I did enjoy. I'm going to say it every year until it happens. Put me in your Saints schedule reveal video, Saints. Put me in it. At number 10, we have the Chicago Bears, who essentially do the same thing the Saints are doing. They double down on doing comedy skits. And again, same thing with the Saints. I like the Chicago Bears comedy skit last year much better than I liked it this year, where they kind of took movies that were based in Chicago and spoofed it. I'll give the Bears credit. They implement their schedule within these skit videos, and I think that they did a better job this year than what the Saints did with theirs. But it's just that when you do something so good a year before, it kind of feels like you're unfairly judging what they create for a sequel, if you will. You know, sometimes a sequel could be good, but because it's not as great as the original, it gets an unfair rep. Maybe I'm doing that with the Saints, and maybe I'm doing that with the Bears. But the Bears are in my top 10. It was a top 10 schedule reveal video for me. And shout out to Mojo Brooks. I wish they would have utilized him. He's one of the most hilarious comedians on social media right now, in my opinion. I'm glad that they gave him love 2 straight years by putting him in their schedule reveal video. And Spice Adams. It was a funny video. Top 10 for sure. The Bears coming at number 10. At number 9, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right in the midst of the X-Men 97 hoopla, the Jaguars spoofed it, and I thought it was great. I actually think it's underrated. It's a shame the Jaguars don't have, I guess, a bigger fan base, because when I watched the video about 5 hours after the schedule reveal video, it only had about 900 retweets, which isn't bad, but for an NFL team and a video as good as the Jaguars one was, you would think it would have 3K, 4K retweets or whatnot. But it was really creative. Shout out to the artists and team who worked on that video. I'm not even the biggest X-Men fan. I did enjoy watching X-Men 97, so I enjoyed watching the Jaguars spoof it. I thought it was really good. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it and show them some love, because it was really underrated, and they come in at number 9 on my list. At number 8, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers with a very, very simple but hilarious concept. Essentially telling dad jokes to James Harrison and trying to make him laugh. It was great. It was great. And I don't think any player actually got James Harrison to laugh. The concept is so simple, but so brilliant. I loved it. They come in at number 8 on my list. I would love to try to make James Harrison laugh. Let me try, Pittsburgh. I can make James Harrison laugh. If I can't, I'll let him tackle me. At number 7, we have the New England Patriots, who spoofed Good Will Hunting, and they did a marvelous job at it. A marvelous job. You know, some teams go very basic with their schedule reveal videos, and then some teams go all out, like cinematic with it. I love all kinds, and I love the cinematic way the Patriots did their schedule reveal video. Edelman was hilarious. Gronk, always hilarious. The Patriots do a real good job with their schedule reveal videos. For a franchise that was once seen as just so boring and so by the book, the past 2 schedule reveal videos has been really, really well executed. And this year was definitely, in my opinion, the best schedule reveal video that I've seen from them since I started like really watching schedule reveal videos. And again, the spoof of Good Will Hunting, hilarious. That's one of the concepts where you can placate your fan base, the Bostonians, and you can make a general non-Patriots fan, some guy in New Orleans, like still entertained while watching it. The Patriots did that amazingly, and that is why they are number 7 on my list. At number 6, I have the Green Bay Packers. What I love about the Packers is that not only did they utilize great Packers content creators on there, I'm jealous actually, but it was just in general funny. They utilized their players, Packers content creators, some celebrities. Like the Packers checked off a ton of marks, and I appreciate that. Like when the team can say, hey, we're going to, again, placate our fans, but we're going to also have a general non-Packers fan, non-Wisconsin resident watch this video, and they can still enjoy it as well. I think that they did it real well. Essentially, they were having their players judge these celebrities and content creators based off of the opponent on their schedule. And again, bonus points now, because it seems like some teams don't even implement or even care to implement a schedule, the actual schedule within their videos. So when you can do a comedy skit while implementing the schedule within the comedy skit for the jokes, that's pretty cool. The Packers did a great job at it. They come in at number 6. At number 5, now this is going to be for everybody who says, you're just being biased against the Buccaneers and the Panthers. Well, how biased can I be if I'm putting, I can't believe I'm saying this. I hate that I got to say this. I'm putting the Atlanta Falcons in my top 5. The Falcons did an NFL Street schedule reveal video, and they did it damn good. They did it better than damn good. They did it great. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The jokes were actually funny this year. Even the one I did took at the Saints, because they always go hard at the New Orleans Saints. The jokes were actually funny this year. And it sucks because the Falcons social media account is usually like the laughing stock. I'm usually the ringleader at the second line dancing on the Falcons social media account grave. So it hurts me to say this, but this year they killed it. They killed it with the schedule reveal video this year. And that's the only nice thing I'm going to say about the Falcons this year. It almost hurts me to say this as well, but the Dallas Cowboys come in at number 4 on my list. I hate that I got the Cowboys and the Falcons so damn high on my list. 2 teams that I do not like. But I love what the Cowboys did. So they basically took this meme concept of, when you FaceTime somebody and the person who's receiving the call picks up and it's like stock footage of a celebrity or whatnot, and they get their reaction like, oh my God, LeBron James is calling me, or, something silly like that. So the Cowboys basically took that concept and they had Jerry Jones and Post Malone, Dak Prescott, Mike Irvin, the Cowboys mascot, kind of just sitting still and calling celebrities and super fans of their opponents on the 2024 schedule. And when they open up the phone, you just see Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott and Michael Irvin staring at you. And you get in there, I believe, genuine reaction. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I loved it. I loved it, man. Let me tell you something. Obviously, you can't have these celebrities and super fans in a video without them being prepared for being in a video, right? So I'm sure they knew that they were going to be in a Cowboys schedule reveal video. I hope the Cowboys kept it discreet enough that they didn't tell them what they were going to be. Maybe they were like, hey, we're going to call you at this time. Be ready. And then they did the joke of, when they FaceTimed them, it was Jerry Jones, it was Post Malone, it was Michael Irvin. I hope so. Hopefully it wasn't all like predetermined and they all knew what was coming. They just said, hey, just act surprised. But either way, if they were acting, great acting. If it wasn't acting, even better, because it was a great video. And that is why the Cowboys come in at number 4 on my list. At number 3, we have an old ye adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that is exactly what the Tennessee Titans did. Last year, they were the people's champ when it came to the schedule reveal video. And so they did the same damn concept. They went out on Broadway Street. They interviewed random Tennessee civilians and tourists. They showed them the logo of the teams that they were playing in 2024. And they say, who is this team? And they got some hilarious answers. To kind of mix it up this year, they had a girl who was the most popular of their 2023 schedule reveal video who gave one of the most hilarious answers. She was the one interviewing the fans this year. So it was a cool way to pay homage to the 2023 video while keeping it fresh for 2024. Now, I did see a few fans saying, why would you do the same concept? It was funny the first time, not the second time. The old ye cloud of being a sequel, essentially. I liked it. You know why? Because, again, work smarter, not harder. You got these teams like, again, the Patriots. Like some teams do this cinema type schedule reveal video where they probably pay a lot of money. They probably pay a lot of money to do these videos. The Titans take an iPhone, go on the street, record for a few hours, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Work smarter, not harder. It was risky because you're playing Russian roulette by doing a popular concept that you were able to get real love and affection for last year and basically copying it again. But they did it well. I enjoyed it. Now, if they do it again in 2025, it might become a little more tougher because people like me might start judging it more harshly. Like, okay, what are you doing to make this more fresh? But sometimes a concept as simple as going on the street, interviewing random people and getting their opinion is never going to be a dated concept. Like it's evergreen content. They could probably do this for decades and save a lot of money and get all the engagement because now the Titans are seen as like a top team when it comes to schedule reveal videos. Like fans are anticipating what the Titans are going to do. So shit, until it really becomes like obvious that it's not funny anymore, keep doing it, Tennessee. Keep doing it. At number 2, sorry, Cowboys fans, even when you're in the top 5, you still cannot get past the Philadelphia Eagles because the Philadelphia Eagles are my number 2 team. I loved what they did. I love what they did a lot. They were able to placate their Philadelphia fan base while also being funny in general enough to entertain the non-Eagles fans. And they dig deep into just the insanity and the craziness of how rabid Eagles fans are in a comedy concept where they talk to a shrink or whatever, and he was showing them the logos of the teams that they were playing in 2024 and having Eagles fans say what they think about those team logos. But it wasn't like the Titans where they were going out on the street and doing like they did it in a very cinematic like atmosphere. It checked out a lot of boxes. Like they implemented the schedule. It was able to be authentically Philadelphia while also having like a cinematic feel to it. And just in general being hilarious. Eagles fans can be funny when they want to be. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Honestly, the Chargers weren't so good. Spoiler alert, who my number 1 team is. This would easily be my number 1 video for 2024. The Eagles team knocked it out the park with their 2024 schedule reveal video. Their fans still suck, but I guess they could be funny every now and then. And at number 1, surprise, surprise, right? The Los Angeles Chargers. Now, hold on, folks. I'm not one of those people who just automatically crown the Chargers every year with the top video. Hell, I believe last year I had the Chargers at like number 7 on my schedule reveal video, okay? Yes, they are a dynasty when it comes to the schedule reveal video. It's almost like they got banners in their training facility for being the social media champs because Lord knows they ain't doing shit on the field, but maybe Harbaugh changes that. But I'm not a guy who's just going to crown them because, oh, it's the Chargers. Like, we're supposed to say that they're the best schedule reveal team video every year. This year, they absolutely were. They mocked the Sims. But what I like about the Chargers videos is that, and I don't know if the Chargers get leeway with the NFL. Maybe they did under the table handshake deal, but the Chargers be taking some shots at teams. Like every year, their opponents, the Chargers be taking some like low blow shots at their opponents. And I'm like, well, because it feels like other teams take shots at their opponents, but they can only do so much. Whereas the Chargers go all in as if they were like regular random ass internet trolls. And it makes me kind of jealous. I'm like, well, shoot. I mean, don't get me wrong. My team, the Saints, we take a lot of shots, creative and fun shots at the Atlanta Falcons. But I'm like, man, I'm looking at what the Chargers are taking shots at with the Chiefs and stuff. And I'm like, well, I know we could go hard at the Falcons. If the Chargers are allowed to do this, then I know the Saints can go hard at the Falcons. But the Chargers, man, like they are elite at the shots that they take. They had Harrison Buckner in a kitchen after his controversial graduation commencement speech. Literally within a week they made that because that's how great this team is. But like they take some shots that I'm shocked that the NFL signs off on. But it makes for great entertainment. Like, again, I don't know if the Chargers have an under the table handshake deal where the NFL is like, okay, y'all have y'all, gimmick now of just being absolutely ruthless with y'all schedule reveal video that we'll let y'all get away with anything that we won't let other teams get away with. But it was great. It was great this year. Very much worthy of the number 1 spot. They are indeed a dynasty when it comes to schedule reveal videos. And again, I'm not biased because last year they did the anime video and I had them at like number 7 on my list. But this year, like, it's the same thing I said about the Los Angeles Rams video. Like, well, the Rams also had an animated video, but I was like, to keep my attention, if I'm not a Rams fan, like I need to see like trash talking shots at the opponents every 2 seconds, right? The Chargers video is like every second there's something that, you got to watch it 10 times to miss any Easter eggs or things in the background or whatnot. And again, they were just, the joke they had on the Atlanta Falcons, they had the Saints in it, of course, and they had like Zion in it. They did the damn thing. They did the damn thing. They deserve all of the flowers that they're getting about being the best social media account and being the best team when it comes to schedule reveal videos. They are number 1 on my list, and they are absolutely a dynasty when it comes to schedule reveal videos. Now, remember, guys, this is all subjective, even though this is a definitive list of the NFL schedule reveal videos. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think my list is horrible? Do you think my list is great? Who is your number 1 team? Who is your worst team? If you are a schedule release video hound like me, then I'm sure that you've watched all 32 teams right now. I'm going to put a link to all 32 teams' schedule reveal videos at the bottom. And at the end of the day, even if you're the Cardinals, I give props to all of the social media teams of the NFL teams because I know a lot of work goes into their schedule reveal videos. So I appreciate that they give us this great content every single year. But I want to know what you guys think. What was the best video? What was the worst video? What is your top 5? What is your bottom 5? Let me know in the comments. And always remember, folks, this shit more than a game. And this shit damn sure more than a schedule.